Hello and welcome to Mr. G's Woodturning. Today I'm going to make a two-tone whistle. This is a bit of Sapele. It's 6 inch long, just over 6 inch by an inch square. What I've done is I've drilled a 3.5 mil hole halfway down, and then an inch down I've drawn a 45 degree line. And what I'm going to do is cut that out on bandsaw first. It's about halfway, so half inch I've drawn the line 45 degrees to that, and then I cut that out on bandsaw and turn it round. I'm going to drill a 9.5 mil hole down into that, down to about there, possibly maybe 5 inch, something like that. I don't know, I'll measure it, I'll let you know. I've obviously used centre finder, used paddle, and I've just bobbed an hole in there. So what I'll do is I'll cut that on bandsaw and then bob it on lathe, and then I'll show you how we go, see how we get on. There we go. So as you can see, I've cut that 45 degrees, and then obviously I'm going to bob that on in chuck now. I'll off camera a bit so you can see what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in chuck. Once I've put that in chuck, I'll tighten it up a touch, and then where I've put that centre hole here to find tailstock, I'm just going to bob that in there first before I tighten it up. Then what I'm going to do is drill hole. Once I've drilled hole, then what happens, I'll push tailstock back up, and that it seems to centre. It goes into the centre, then it centres it also, you know where you are. Right, so I've nicked that up nice. I'm going to remove that tailstock now, put chuck in 9.5, and then drill it a fair way. I want to drill it just past that 3.5 hole what I've just done. Right, so I'll take that tailstock out. Put 9.5 drill bit. Nice and steady. I'll turn lathe on, I'll turn it on right steady to start with, see how we go. So I'll turn it on, and I'll turn it on maybe about 700 belts. Nice and steady. Remove the swab. You'll get that bit of squeezing. just gone there to where that thread stops. So what I'll do, I'll stop, have a quick look. That I might want to go just a touch more. So that's just over 3 inch. Yeah, so I'd say I'll go to 3.5 inch. So just a tad more. Tad more drilling. And that should be about right. What I'll do is I'll remove this bit and chuck. Then what I'll do is I'll start turning that round. And what you'll find now, that just slots in there perfect. And it centres it. If you do it, you drill it hole first. If you turn it round and then you drill your hole, sometimes it don't centre and it goes off balance. So that's the quickest and easiest way. I'll use roughing gouge to turn it round. I'm going to have to go steady. Obviously we've took that up halfway, and so it could break off, but we'll see. Turn it live round, we'll turn it round and up to possibly 1500 revs. That roughing gouge, as you can see, just turn that round, but we need to get a bit of a finish on there. Oh, drop that. Ride it level forward, right, pushing down, and into workpiece, nice and steady. Quite a dramatic change. It's nice and clean. I could take it just a touch more. There's quite a bit of thickness there between that wall, so we'll go down a little bit more. In fact, I'll move me tool just a bit closer. To say it was an inch, to be honest, it could have been a bit small. I thought this piece is clearly off the front. So it was an inch. I got it, so I just thought, right, let's see how we go with it. So it don't look too bad at that. What I'm going to use is spindle. This piece obviously is mouthpiece, so I'm going to just narrow that down just a touch and see where we go. I don't want to put too much pressure on this tailstock because it will tend to split, because I want it to be pretty narrow. What I'm going to have to do later on is turn a piece what's 9.5mm, what'll slot into that hole level with this 45 degree cut there, glue it in, and then that'll be where we blow. Right, so what I'm going to do is get that spindle gouge, go in fact it's too long, far too long. Far too long. So go. Yeah, so as you can see there, it's just broke off a little bit, so it's unsupported is that, so I'll stop that. That's all. So I do that little touch to it. It's fine now. Thought it might break it off a little touch, but I'm happy with that. Too worried about it. It's a nice little bit of a shape to that. Looking at that mouthpiece there, I'm happy with that. It's got a nice little bit of a shine to it there, but that bit's not quite as good as what I wanted. So what I want to try and do is I want to cut it off possibly there, but I want to put a little bit of a shape to it. So what I'll do is just past this here, if we look at what depth we've got on that wall compared to obviously all, we've got a fair bit, so we've got a little bit of room for manoeuvres in what type of shape I want in there. So I've no idea, to be honest. I'll just see how I go on my old spindle gouge again. So what I'm doing is just checking it down slightly. I want to see on the 3.5 always, I think it's about here. So see where that hole is. So yeah, that's where that hole is. I'll just go a little bit more with that. Set holes with that there. that, see what we like. We've got a little bit of it in there. Size of that jam. Put a bit of paper on then. Quick look at that. That don't look too bad, to be honest. What I'm going to do is I'll turn the label back on, I'll turn it down, I'll turn it to about 1,000 ebbs here. Then we'll hit it with a bit of paper. At the minute, this is 180. At 180 paper, actually you can't really see what I'm doing. So that's 180. As you can see, that'll take any tool marks out. I mean, there won't be too many buttons anyway. Normally I do wear PPE, but for the sake of this video, obviously I ain't, so you can hear me. As you can see, I'm just moving that left and right pretty quick. Feels nice and smooth. Just watch with your fingers when you touch all of that. That don't look too bad. So what I'll do is I'll go through 180, 240, so 240. That's it, but I've got 1,000 ebbs at the minute. Normally I sound a little bit slower than this. So 240, 320, so we'll go to 320 and you can see and feel. It's getting super small. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Yorkshire grit. So 320 on that. What I'm going to have to do is part that off at some time, possibly here, and then I'm going to go for 600. Normally 320 I'd go 400, but I ain't got the 400 paper. Or not to hand anyway, so this 600 I'll have to do. That feels over now. So what I'm going to do is stop it, and as you in this 45, that's what I haven't done. So what I'm going to do is use that 240 bit of paper and just rub that, just quickly, that's all. So that's 180. To 240, sorry I'd use that first. I'm going to 320 in a minute. 180, 240, I've gone into 320 now. And then 600. So then what I'm going to do is put a bit of Yorkshire grit on that. As you can see, don't look too bad at the minute, nice and smooth, but that Yorkshire grit, Yorkshire grit's a different, it's a sanding paste. I don't know if you've ever used it before. Just a bit of a paper towel, Yorkshire grit, fantastic stuff. What you do, you put a bit of Yorkshire grit on, paper towel, talking a little bit, you spin it around maybe 400 or 500, far too much there, and it sands it to possibly, I think somebody said 1600 grit, but as you can see in a minute, sorry about that, but I'll just put that Yorkshire grit on. Like I said, it's far too much there, I've just put a grit dollop on it. Just putting it on with a bit of kitchen towel. I know obviously I can't get into this bit where I'm doing, where I've sanded it, but it contains oils, and if I don't do that it'll just look a bit odd. So I'm rubbing that round, turn it on. I'll turn the wave down to about 500 and then just let it do its magic. Just spinning it round, letting that Yorkshire grit really rub into that workpiece. If anybody hasn't used it before, it's fantastic stuff. Some people use sanding sealer first, some people don't, as you've just seen. I sanded that to 600 grit and I didn't bother with sanding sealer. That's up to you. You can try it with sanding sealer, you can try it without. It depends on what you're wanting to do. I've had no problems. So I'll just turn it up a little touch now and turn it up to 1500 revs. Sanding sealer, not bothered. Yorkshire grit on there. Beautiful. Look at that. Don't look too bad at all, that's just Yorkshire grit. So what I'm going to try is some Carnauba wax. Carnauba wax, I've used it a couple of times before. It's about 4 or 5 quid off top of my head. It's good stuff. It's like a friction polish. What you've got to do is present it to the workpiece, add a little bit of pressure. Once you've added that pressure, move it along your workpiece, and then it heats up. And see how we go with it. Right, I'll turn it down now. Same again, I'll turn it down to maybe 500 RPM. Rub that across there. I'll have to be careful for that, and then we'll turn it up a bit faster than that when we get somewhat like. So as you can see, push that across. As it starts melting as wax, we'll push that across. We know about that, what'll be a bit lumpy. Not bothered about that. Just break more wraps on this. It's nice, quick, easy finish. Paper towel. What it's got to do is add a little bit of pressure. Like I said, it's like a friction polish. Once you see it heat up, then what you do is you just move it along. I don't know if you can see, I think you can. Just see we're moving that wax about. not a touch faster. 2000 then. 2000 revs, just give it a little tickle there. Just be aware of this area here. Don't put too much pressure on that side. We've narrowed that right down, that mouthpiece. We'll stop there and have a quick look at it. Beautiful. Just a bit of Sapele, not too special. But as you can see, it's come up. So what I'm going to have to do now is part that off at the bottom. Once we've parted that off, what I'm going to have to do is turn 9.5mm in, slot that in there, sand a little bit what's flat, slot it in there, and then it should work. But we'll find out if it does or not. Right, so I'll turn that down. We're going to part this off. In fact, what I'm going to do first, just to double check, well, I'm going to part it off. So if I part it off too close, I've got a little bit of dowel. It's just from my own. So if I mark that dowel there, I know how far down I am. Right, so that's telling me 40,000, that was too late. Just past that hole there, so we're all right with that. So I can part it off just past that hole, and we're happy as Larry saw me say. Hold that tail stop back in just for a little bit of support. Don't push too hard, because don't forget it's on the narrow here. I'll turn the lathe on. It's about 1500 revs a minute. Let me just check where that hole is. That hole, alright, yeah, so it's just on that narrow part. We'll go to that flat part here. Spindle, gouge, rub it bevel. In fact, looking at that, I might have a little bit. Might have a little bit there to play with. So that I need that 9.5 foot into that. Looking at that now, I don't want to part it off. Just shaking a little bit of work there, I'm going to get a little bit of wax on that. So what I'm going to do is I'll rub it with a bit of paper. I'll start with 240, I think. I'll just put 240 stuff. It's at the bottom. That's 240 there. 320. I ain't going to bother with the Yorkshire grit. In fact, I've got a little bit still on that paper towel, so I'm just going to bob a bit of that paper towel on there. Just so them oils going so it looks similar, and we'll try and put a bit of that wax on. But I ain't going to be able to push too hard down with pressure, because obviously it will snap it off. We've got maybe 10-5mm there. We've got that little bit there of that Yorkshire grit. It's mainly pot colour than it is all else. to wax. So I'll put that wax on. See what it's like. Using finger and thumb to squeeze more than I am down with pressure, just because I don't want it to come off. Looks nice and shiny to me. Look at that. Oh, not look too bad. What I'm going to do is part that off now, and that's a little whistle. And then I've got that 9.5mm, turn that down, slot it in there, and hopefully it should whistle like it would. Parting tool out, a little bit parting tool to rest on the wheels. Looks good. Got to be careful with doing this, because if I go too much, then I don't want to snap it. Is it mouthpiece there? I've turned it down a touch. Got a little bit there. There we go. So I've got that up to now as a little whistle. So as you can see, nice and shiny little whistle, and then I've got 9.5 hole in there, and there's a little two-tone job. Boop, boop, boop. So what I'll do is I'll turn that 9.5, that'll slot in there to the same distance as that. We'll sand it flat, face it so it positions 45, bit of super glue on it, and it should be alright. Alright. Touch. Just tidy that end up. So I'm going to use skill just stop. Just going to do a quick test. Yeah, typical. 9.5. Too small. Right then. Not to worry. So So as we can see, that bit's not too small. So we'll go from there. That's why you always better double check it. Right, quick look at that. Right, little bit, so I'll sand that. Bit more. Look, beautiful. So that what's parting off just there. Part that little bit off there. And what I'm going to do is imagine what we'll do, we're going to lose that in a minute. That's a little bit there what we've just pulled off, so I'll just have to tidy the hand up. We'll put on a bit of paper. Happy days. So what I'm going to have to do now is sand part of that flat. So what it'll do is it'll drop in to there, and then we'll better give it a little blow, see what it's like. I've cheated, to be honest. What I've done is I've got looked at that and think, right, that's about right. Put it on 1 grit 120 belt on Pro Edge. Go from there. So what I've done is I've turned it, sanded it flat. So what we're going to do now is position that so that just slots into there. I'll glue that up with a bit of super glue, and then shouldn't be too far away. So what I'm going to do, bob a bit, in fact, just a bit brown at that end, you see, it's all. I'm just going to rub that up first. Well, I'll do that later. So the one side, but we're slightly bigger than the other. I've got to find out which one it is. Right, that's big side, small side. So a bit of super glue around here. That'll glue me. That should glue all over my fingers. Good stuff, but not good on my fingers. So what I'm going to do is slot that so that flat size suits. Suits that. So now a little bit. So we've slotted it in there, as you can see. I'm going to wait while that super glue dries a little bit before I start blowing it, because I don't want a whistle stuck to my lips. So just to make sure it don't too nice, I've got a bit of super glue activator. Right, moment of truth, see if my whistle blows like a whistle. Bit high pitched, to be honest. Right, we'll try it with that. Beautiful. So there you go, nice little simple whistle made out of, can't remember, mahogany. No, Sapele. Right, thanks for watching Mr. G's Woodturning.